Hello friends, good evening. Is my voice audible? Is my voice audible, friends? Okay, let's wait for just 2 minutes, friends. Let others also join. We'll start in 2 minutes. Right, friends. So let's resume our session. And in today's session, we are going to discuss on a very important topic that probably is the biggest problem for majority of us, and that is how to study the Materia Medica. So there are two aspects of it, friends. As far as studying Materia Medica is concerned, basically there are two aspects of it. One is studying for the sake of passing examination, and the other is studying Materia Medica, which the knowledge which you can utilize in your clinical practice. So here in this today's session, I'm not going to discuss about the way you are supposed to study the Materia Medica in order to get your passing marks. That we all know how we do that. But here today we are going to focus on studying Materia Medica with respect to keeping in mind the fact that how we can apply that knowledge in our clinical practice. Now we all know that how important the knowledge of Materia Medica is, but I hope you all will agree if I say that, I hope you all will agree if I say that it is beyond the capacity of a human brain to memorize and keep in mind all the recorded symptoms given under a drug. Do you agree with me? अगर मैं आपको ये कहूंगा कि एक इंसान की बस बस के बाहर है कि जितने भी सारे रिकॉर्डेड सिम्टम्स एक ड्रग के नीचे दिए गए हैं उन सारे सिम्टम्स को मेमोराइज करके याद रखना इट इज बियॉन्ड द कैपेसिटी एक ह्यूमन ब्रेन की बस के बाहर है मानेंगे इस बात को आप डू एग्री विद दैट
Yes, sir.
Very true, sir.
So now, yes, correct. So now then, what is the way to study the Materia Medica? So we will be having a very interactive activity, friends. See, our objective of taking this session today is to make you realize what you are doing presently and what can be its drawbacks and how it has to be done actually. So that is exactly our intention is for today's session. So let's get started with today's session, friends. First of all, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to share some symptoms with you all. You have to listen to that symptoms and tell me a probable remedy that covers it. Okay? You can respond. Please respond, friends. Otherwise, now it's an interactive session. So unless you people don't respond, You will not be able to enjoy, and I also will not be able to enjoy. So I'm going to show you some symptoms one by one. After seeing those symptoms, you have to, tell me a probable remedy for that. Okay, shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Okay, here is the first symptom. Absent-minded person. You don't have to suggest remedy for each and every symptom. I'll list 5 or 6 symptoms. After seeing all those symptoms, you have to tell me remedy. First is absent-minded person. Second is he has fear, which is more in the evening. He has got fear, which is more in the evening. Is the second one. Third, very much anxiety is there, especially at night. It starts with fear in the evening, and by night it turns into anxiety. So fear, which is more prominent in the evening, and at night the anxiety is more prominent. He doesn't like company, prefers to be alone and silent, doesn't talk to many people, prefers to be within himself and doesn't like company of others. अपने आप में रहना पसंद करता है, ज्यादा बात भी करना पसंद नहीं करता है किसी से, ना ही किसी की कंपनी उनको पसंद आती है. Lack of concern or interest in anything, किसी चीज में कोई दिलचस्पी है ही नहीं, किसी भी चीज में, complete lack of concern or interest in anything at all. Then jealousy is there and very much suspicious. The person is suspicious nature also is there with jealousy. Then sorry, okay, these are the symptoms. Sorry, so these are the symptoms, friends. Can you tell me a remedy for that? What do you think? Which remedy is possible with all these symptoms?
Medorinum.
Sorry?
Sir, medorinum.
Medorinum. What else? Any other choice from anybody else?
Arsenic.
Arsenic. Any other choice?
Sepia.
Sorry?
Sir, sepia.
Sepia. Sepia, arsenic, medorinum. Any other choice? Anybody else want to reply?
Lycopodium.
Lycopodium. Lachesis. Lachesis, laccan. These are the suggestions that has come in the chat box. Anything else?
Pulsatilla.
Pulsatilla.
Natramur.
Nitramur. Okay, we have got a lot of list, which you people seem that it is basically fit for this kind of symptoms when a person is having. Okay, fine. So we'll come back to these, friends. At the end of today's session, we'll come back to these. So let's keep this discussion aside. We'll come back to this at the end of today's session. So let's proceed further. Let's try to understand a topic first before we get into before we go into understand how to study Medica. Another important topic has to be covered. So we will try to understand that topic with the help of a very interesting example. Now I'm going to show you a word. You have to tell me the meaning of that word. Does anyone know the meaning of this word? What it means?
No, sir.
Do
Nothing.
we have any such word?
No,
Do we
sir.
have any such word in the dictionary? No. Then what it is? These are just random alphabets, random collection of alphabets. These are few alphabets collected randomly, combined. It doesn't have any meaning. Now what we are going to do is that we are going to play a game here, friends. I think we all must have played this game when we were in school days. What you have to do is that you have to, using these above alphabets which you are seeing on your screen, using only these alphabets, you have to form a meaningful word. But the condition is there. The condition is that it should be the name of an animal or a bird. You'll get 2 minutes for that. You have to form meaningful words using these above alphabets. But condition is that it should be the name of an animal or a bird. Your time starts now. What are the possibilities? 2 minutes you have. You don't need to use all the alphabets in one word. You can select from some of them from
Goat.
Yes.
Eagle, sir. Eagle.
Goat,
One,
pigeon,
Lion, sir.
okay. Lion. What else? Eagle, lion. What else? Cat, correct. What else?
tiger,
Tiger, correct. What else? What else? Anything else is possible?
Pig. Pig, sir.
Sorry?
Pig, sir.
Pig. P-I-G, correct. Pig. Goat. What else? Anything else? चींटी को सब लोग भूल गए.
And
And what else?
Rat, sir.
Rat. Cat. Lot of animals, a lot of words can be formed, right? It was quite an easy activity, very easy activity, isn't it? Now we are going to do this activity again with a new word, friends, but this time the condition is going to change. So I'll give you a new word. First of all, have a look at that word. Now this time you have to form a remedy, name of a remedy from our Medica using this alphabet. Shortcuts will not do, like P, AR for arsenic, HEP for hypersulf. Shortcut will not do. It has to be the complete name of a drug. You'll get 2 minutes for that. Your time starts now. You have to form the name of a remedy. Which one?
Pulsatilla.
Pulsatilla. Possible? Just see once again. Where is T? T kahan pe?
No, sir.
T nahi hai. Pulsatilla is not possible.
Saclac.
Saclac is a short form.
Crotalus.
C-R-O. Where is T? T nahi hai.
Sorry.
Crotalus viridis it is, if I am not wrong. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Short forms will not do. Agaricus. Agaricus is again short form. Agaricus full name is not that. It has to be the full name of the drug. And for agaricus also, just I think one A is there. Agaricus contains 2A. Achha, 2A is there. But agaricus is not the full name. It is half name again. But still we can adjust. Okay, ठीक है. Agaricus हो सकता है, ठीक है. और क्या हो सकता है?
Carcinosin.
Carcinosin. C-A-R-N-O. Carcinosin. Correct. Excellent. Who said that?
Samreen, sir.
Tamrin. Good. Any other possibility? There is one more drug which can be formed, friends. Carcinosin, actually, even I was not aware of, but excellent job. Yes, carcinosin is definitely possible. But apart from that, there is one more drug which is very rare drug. I think people may not even have heard the name of that drug. I'll show you what that is.
sir, Yosiligo,
Okay, now, do you know that the drug is there in Borix Medica? So we have two right answers. As far as this second activity was concerned, we have two right answers as of now. Cocaine and carcinosin. Now, if you compare the two activities, friends, which activity was easy? First one or second one?
First one, sir.
First one was easy. Now, see, friends, let's try to correlate this. What actually I mean to convey you by doing this activity. Listen to this very carefully. See, friends, this activity again. I'll show you that word once again. This activity we have done in almost 60 colleges. When I visited those colleges, we have done this activity in almost 60 colleges. And in most of the colleges, just like even now, in most of the colleges, when I asked for the name of a drug, the first name came was pulsatilla. Why? Because P is there, U is there, L. When you see these letters, three letters in combination, immediately it strikes in your mind. Yes, pulsatilla. Then you don't bother to cross check whether each and every letter is there or not. P, U, L, S, A, T, T, it's out of your mind. L, A, okay, Ponsatilla. That is the reason the answer went wrong. You were in a hurry, isn't it? Now see friends, what happens with majority of us in our clinical practice is that when we start talking to our patient, the moment patient tells us one or two symptoms which we know that it is there in such and such drugs, many of us tend to get prejudiced, and then our focus will be on only to mount that remedy upon the patient by somehow collecting few more symptoms on the basis of which we can confirm that yes, my selection is correct. We are not willing to analyze the whole case without any bias. We get prejudiced, isn't it? Now, this was not the purpose for which this activity was done, friends. The purpose was something different. Go to the first activity. When I had asked you to, form the name of an animal or a bird. So when you people were typing tiger, lion, pigeon, rat, cat, and what else? All those name of those animals you were typing. Just tell me sincerely, friends, did the image of that animal came into your mind at least for 1 second? When you are typing lion, image of lion, when you are typing image of tiger, when you are typing ant, image of ant, when you are typing cat, image of cat, did it came into your mind at least for 1 second? आया कि नहीं आया? Did it came? Did it come? आया कि नहीं आया? Hello? Is my voice not
Yes,
clear?
sir.
See friends, anyhow we just have 40 minutes, and if you people don't respond, I will not be able to convey my message to you all. What I'm asking is a very simple question. When you think about lion, tiger, ant, cat, rat, did the image of that animal came into your mind? Yes or no? A simple answer.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, it comes. It comes because, why it comes? Because you know how a cat look like. You know how a lion look like. You know how a tiger looks like. And the image of that particular animal is stored in your memory. So when you are asked to form meaningful words using a certain set of alphabets, you are trying to basically recollect what is stored in your brain, and then you are trying to compare it with the letters that is available. Isn't it simple? Now, if I tell 4 letters, I will tell 4 letters, friends. Tell me which animal is which. The image of any animal is coming to your mind or not after listening to this four alphabets. I'm going to tell 4 alphabets. You have to listen to that carefully and tell me, is there any image coming into your mind regarding any animal? The first letter is P. P for pen. Then U. U for umbrella. L. L for lion. And I. I for ink. Puli. Are you able to feel anything? Any images coming?
Yes,
When
sir.
I say Puli, any images coming in your mind?
No,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
आ रहा है? कौन सा आ रहा है? Yes बोला है, no बोला है?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
If anybody is from Kerala in this group, then they would definitely have answered that yes, the image of tiger is coming, because in tiger, you know the Malayalam word for tiger is puli, Puli. So when I said Puli, if there was any student from Kerala, or if there was any member who is belonging from Kerala, then she would have told that yes, immediately the image of tiger will come into my mind. So what I mean to say is that the knowledge that is stored in your memory is limited. And when this kind of activities are done, basically you're comparing only with the names that you remember and with the kind of alphabets that is given here. So that is limited. The entries, the knowledge there is limited, isn't it? Now let's come to the second activity. In the second activity, when I asked you all to form the name of a remedy from our Medica, when you were saying pulsatilla, carcinosin, crotalus, when you are naming those remedies, did any such image came into your mind? I'm not talking about the crude substance from that drug is prepared. I'm not talking about any keynote symptom of that drug. I'm talking about a kind of an image that lion has. I'm talking about a kind of an image that tiger has. I'm talking about a kind of an image that a pigeon has, or a rat has, or a cat has. When we are naming those remedies, did any such image came into your mind? Yes or no? Tell me.
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
No. But it has to come. It has to come. And that image is called as the image, conceptual image of the remedy. How that image will look like, how it is formed, I'll tell you as the session goes by. But that's just like lion has an image, tiger has an image, rat has an image, cat has an image. Similarly, whenever you think about any remedy, an image has to come into your mind, and that image is called as conceptual image of the remedy. I think you must have read this term many times in philosophy. Have you read this term, conceptual image or portrait of the remedy? Pada hai aapne?
Yes, sir.
So this
Yes,
is
sir.
what it means actually, the kind of image that each and every drug has. Now, let's move on, friends. Now I am going to share a 3-letter word. You watch this letter coming one by one and tell me what kind of, when you see this image, when you see this 3-letter word, what is the first image that is coming into your mind? Tell me that. What is the first image that came into your mind?
God.
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 गॉड से क्या आया आपके दिमाग में, इमेज कौन सा आया, किसका आया?
Shiva.
No image.
शिवा.
Jesus.
Others?
Jesus.
गणपति.
गणपति, अभी सीजन भी चल रहा है.
Krishna.
Krishna. Some people, may
Jesus.
think about, yes,
Jesus.
Jesus. Okay, Krishna, Shiva, Ganpati, Jesus. When you heard this term, 3-letter G, O, and D, these are the kind of images that is coming into your mind. Correct. Now what we are going to do is that we are going to reverse these alphabets and tell me what image is coming.
Dog.
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 See, the image has completely changed now. The alphabets are the same. The alphabets are the same, D, O, and G. But when it was arranged from G, O, D, the image was different. When it was arranged in reverse order, the image was different, isn't it? So, the different ways in which you logically rearrange a given set of alphabets, if that alphabet, if that word which is formed has a meaning, then an image is associated with always. If it is a meaningful word, it has an image associated with it. So the way you rearrange the words in different patterns, different images can be formed. Correct. Now, is this understood, friends? Now we are going to correlate with Medica. Is this understood so far?
Yes, sir.
Now, can anyone tell me, friends, how many recorded symptoms are there under sulfur during proving? We got how many recorded symptoms we got for sulfur? Or for that matter, for any polycrust remedy, pulsatilla, arsenic, sepia, how many recorded symptoms we have got during proving?
सर सल्फर के बारे में तो बस ये पता है कि 99 पेजेस भर गए थे सल्फर पे.
I have read somewhere that the sulfur in itself has got more than 5,000 recorded symptoms. मैंने कहीं पढ़ा है. But at least hundreds and hundreds of symptoms, recorded symptoms are there in each and every drug, isn't it? और उसमें से हमें याद कितने रहते हैं बताइए? And how many out of those hundreds of symptoms we remember in our mind?
8 to 10.
8 to 10, not more than that. Correct. Now let's compare. If we imagine that, listen carefully, friends. If we imagine that each of these alphabets are like recorded symptoms given under a drug. Each alphabet is each alphabet equal to each recorded symptoms given under a drug. Then the different ways in which we logically combine a set of given symptoms, it gives a separate image. Now we talked about the conceptual image of the remedy. That image is constructed by logically combining a set of given recorded symptoms under a drug. I will give you a simple example to understand this. Have a look at this video.
ये जिक्सॉ पजल है टाइगर का।
जी इसको सॉल्व करते हैं ना
Tiger
पजल को।
puzzle.
एक सेकेंड। Now see, you have got a perfect image now. You have got a perfect image. So how that image was formed? When we logically combined the different sets, the different fragments of it. That different fragments when it was logically combined, it gave us an image, complete image, which resembled like the tiger. So similarly, when a set of given symptoms, which is given under the drug, maybe 8 or 10 symptoms, each and every time we take out 8 and 10 symptoms and then rearrange it logically, it reflects an image. And that image is called as your portrait of the remedy or conceptual image of the remedy. Understood what it means by conceptual image of the remedy? Have you understood,
Yes,
friends?
sir.
Now, one second, friends, just a second. Okay. Now, when a patient comes to us, we take the case in detail and we take out the once the patient is gone, we set out to analyze that case. Then we isolate the important symptoms out of the case. We construct our totality, and when that totality, the symptoms that are there in the totality, when those symptoms are logically rearranged, that logical rearrangement also reflects an image, and that image is called as the. Anybody has an idea what that image is called? When the quality
Conceptual
symptoms,
image.
when the quality symptoms that we get from a patient, they are isolated and logically we rearrange them, it reflects an image, and that image is called as the image of sickness or portrait of the disease. Just like, listen to this very carefully, friends, just like we have seen that God has a different image, Dog has a different image. So the same alphabets, when they were rearranged, it has a different image. So similarly, when n number of symptoms which are recorded under a given drug, they are rearranged in different ways, a new image is formed every time, which means that under each and every drug,
अरे नहीं बनी थे सर सलाइन
means
गिलाइन
that
लगाना है
under
क्या मैं
each
अंदर
and
नहीं
every
मैं
drug,
बोला एक दवा
there
पिलाना
can be
नहीं सर तुम
multiple
बता दो मैं
conceptual
पिला दूंगा
images.
मैं
Those
ले
who are
लेती
not speaking, please keep on mute, friends. What I'm saying is that, which means that under a given drug, there can be multiple conceptual images, whereas for a patient, there can be only one such image at a given point of time. For a patient, only one such image can be formed, and whereas for a remedy, there can be n number of such images. So arsenic can have n number of representations. So when we consider only a fragmented part of it, that arsenic is has fear of death, arsenic is restless, arsenic has this kind of thirst, midnight aggravation. Those are just one representation of arsenic. Arsenic can have many other representations, which has to be basically compared with the image of sickness. So basically, our job to select when we are supposed to select the simillimum, our job is very simple, friends. Take the case properly, construct the totality, rearrange the totality, and see what image is coming. And you have to cross-check in the Materia Medica which remedy is having a similar kind of image. And for that, repertory will help you. With the help of repertory, once you have constructed the image of sickness, you have to cross-check which remedy has most similar image, and that remedy will then become your simillimum. Is this understood? Is this understood, friends?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now I'll give you an example, friends, to understand it with a little bit more clarity. Now you can see an image, and you can see some randomly some alphabets are combined. So using these alphabets, you have to give an appropriate name to this picture. Using some of the words, some of the alphabets from this.
Bird.
What is
Bird.
that? Bird. Correct answer hai? Correct. Now just imagine that this image is your image of sickness, which you have got after when you have rearranged the totality. This is the image that you have got, and these are on right hand side what you see, D, B, A, R, D, I. These are some of the symptoms recorded under a drug which you remember. That drug is having many more symptoms, but you remember only these 5 symptoms, D, B, A, R, D, I. So for the given picture, from the words you have selected bird. It's not wrong, friends. It is also correct. But I will show you all the recorded symptoms under this, for example, this drug. Now, if these are all the symptoms that is present in this drug, then what is the name that we can give to this picture now? Based on these letters, alphabet. Parrot. Bird or parrot? Which is more perfect? Which is more perfect?
Parrot.
Parrot.
Calling it as parrot is more perfect. Bird, there are a number of birds. So when you select a remedy, just based on few symptoms of the drug that you know, you may select a remedy which is close to be the similimum, but not the exact similimum. Here, exact similimum is parrot, not bird. I'm not saying that bird is wrong. Bird is partially correct, whereas parrot is perfectly correct. So the number of symptoms that you have in your mind with respect to a given drug is sometimes not good enough for you to select a perfect similimum. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
You may go wrong, isn't it? So unless and until you don't construct the image of the sickness, you will not be able to compare it with the image of remedy. So first of all, for finding out the similimum, it is important for us to take the case properly, complete the case properly, take out the quality symptoms, construct the totality, then see which image is coming, and then you have to cross check it with the image reflected by the remedy. Now, I'll show you an image of an animal, friends. You have to tell me which animal it is. Very simple activity. Which animal it is?
Dog.
Pakka. If your answer is wrong, then from tomorrow onwards you will not be able to attend the session.
Lion. Lioness.
Lion.
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 Think once again and answer. I have a condition. If your answer is wrong, then tomorrow onwards you will not be
Sir.
able to attend the session. If you don't know, you can tell I
सर
don't know. No problem.
जब तक फेस नहीं देखेंगे आंसर नहीं बता सकते.
जब तक फेस नहीं दिखेगा आंसर नहीं बता सकते, क्योंकि अभी आपको दिख क्या रहा है? 4 पैर दिख रहे हैं, एक पूंछ दिख रहा है, एक बॉडी दिख रही है. कितने एनिमल्स है जिसको 4 पैर, एक पूंछ
ये
और
तो
एक बॉडी
कॉमन है. ये तो काफी एनिमल में कॉमन होता है.
बिल्कुल. तो फिर देखिए, हम अगर जब तक पूरा unless you don't see the complete image, you cannot guess which animal it is. Then how can you guess the correct similimum without having the complete case? Without having the complete case, how can you guess the remedy? Thirstless है, pulsatility. Why pulsatility? There are n number of drugs in maternity repertory which covers the thirstlessness. Why only pulsatility? Are fear of death arsenic? Why only arsenic? There are many remedies. So, do you know? Are you able to understand where we go wrong when we have this kind of fragmented knowledge, friends? Are you realizing where we go wrong?
Yes, sir.
We are not bothered to study the complete picture. This is not the way to study Materia Medica, that pulsatilla patient ऐसा होता है, arsenic patient ऐसा होता है, sepia patient ऐसा होता है. अरे वो तो सिर्फ एक पिक्चर है. अब देखिए, आप लोगों ने लगान मूवी देखी है आमिर खान की? Have you watched the movie Lagan? Amir Khan's movie Lagan?
हाँ सर.
Look at the costume of Amir Khan in Lagan and look at his costume in 3 Idiots. Totally different. And if you have only seen Lagan movie, you have not seen any other movie of Amir Khan, then your mind will only have a perception that अरे आमिर खान तो लुंगी पहन के आता है. Is that true? Is that going to be correct information? So when you have a fixed image with particular remedy that arsenic patient ऐसा होता है, बहुत सारे channels है YouTube में और बहुत सारे other schools है जो आपको ये पढ़ाते हैं कि arsenic patient ऐसा आता है क्लिनिक में, sulfur patient ऐसा आएगा, sepia patient ऐसी आएगी. It's not. It's just a partial image. It is dangerous, very very dangerous to have such partial vision. How to study? We will come back to that. We need 2 classes for that. Today is just class 1. Tomorrow also we will continue. If this is wrong, then what is the ideal way to study? That also I will only tell you. This is the image. When you have partial images, your selection can go wrong. Do you agree with me?
Tiger.
Now coming to the activity, friends. आप लोगों ने मैंने स्टार्टिंग में एक एक्टिविटी आपको दिया था ना, सिम्टम्स बताए थे, किसी ने ये बताया, किसी ने वो बताया,
Minded dog.
किसी ने ये सिम्टम बताया, किसी ने वो सिम्टम, वो ड्रग बताया, मेडोरिनम बताया, लैक्टेसिस बताया, लैक्टन बताया. You people told different remedies. Now I am convert what the symptoms that I listed in the beginning. The symptoms that I listed in the beginning. I'm just going to convert that into rubrics and I'm going to repertorize. Absent-minded, fear evening, mind anxiety night, mind company aversion to, mind fright. So this I did not tell. Okay, fine, leave it. Mind indifference, no interest in anything. Mind apathy, indifference, and mind jealousy. If you repertorize using these rubrics, you will see that pulsatilla is covering the complete picture, and the other remedies that you listed is not even nearby. Somebody told pulsatilla, great job, but the other remedies that you told is not even covering nearby. So do you realize where we can go wrong when we don't repertorize a case and when we tend to prescribe only on the basis of knowledge of Materia Medica? Do you realize that we can go wrong? Are you able to understand, friends? Now this may not be the kind of image of pulsatilla that you may be having in your mind. According to you, pulsatilla weeping tendency, changeability, sensitively emotional. And those are just one part. Even these are there in pulsatilla. Are you understanding, friends, where we go wrong? The way we study Materia Medica or the way the Materia Medica is taught is totally wrong. It is not the way how we have to study. How actually we have to study, that we will see tomorrow. Correct? Have you understood what I wanted to say today, friends, with today's session?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Have you
sir.
realized आप लोग की गलती कहाँ होती है? हम में से अधिकतर लोगों की गलती कहाँ होती है?
Yes, sir.
हम आधे अधूरे नॉलेज पे पड़े रहते हैं और रेपर्टराइजेशन करने की हमें कोई सोचता भी नहीं है. कल we will see how to study Materia Medica and what is the importance of repertories. We will see that in tomorrow's session. So thank you, friends. Our time is up. We'll wind it up here. We'll continue tomorrow. Please share your feedbacks in WhatsApp group. Thank you and good night to all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.